The reason why I feel like a lot of people are talking about politics and everything is because politics have managed to ooze their way into different areas of our lives that unfortunately we just cannot ignore them anymore. And it seems like this is not limited to just politics. It seems that some people, some type of people that happen to be miserable in their own life, happen to really take it out on things they have no real business taking it out on, especially like considering it's a small sphere. Because I don't know if you've heard, but the war between men and women when it comes to the romantic side has been going on for years now. You hear like the whole red pill for the guys. There's of course the modern feminism thing, etc. There's a little bit of a war going on over there. And just like I said with the politics, it seems like this war is starting to ooze its way into gotcha games. That's right, man. Today, we are looking at, guess what? Radical feminists getting Snowbreak taken down, and every gotcha game is next. So, I'm really interested in this particular conversation because, to be honest with you, I'm really passionate when it comes to the whole men versus women, modern feminism, red pill crap. I'm pretty passionate about that particular topic because, let's face it, I feel like if you want to be romantically involved with someone, this stuff affects you to a certain extent because you need to at least be able to recognize someone that happens to be inflicted by the red pill or modern feminism syndrome so that you know whether or not you want to navigate them or not. Because here's the thing, that doesn't mean they're like these rotten apples that should be avoided, that you can still navigate them to a certain extent depending on what your objectives are. But you kind of want to be aware of their presence and their existence, right? So that way you know whether you want to invest your time and efforts on that or not. So without further ado, we got TV reviews in the house. Shouts out to this man. And let's see how apparently Karen's ruined Snowbreak, a game that was notoriously known for being a heavily gooner for the male gaze. And if you enjoyed that type of video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. More of that coming here.
I guess I better go subscribe to VXV Gacha.
Let's see what they have to
There's
say.
a large radical feminist group trying to shut down the entire gotcha game space, and you can kind of see the games that they are now trying to target after being successful with taking one game down, because they've tasted blood in the water, they realize that they can take series offline, but
Oh, so this is an extension. I heard the other day that Snowbreak went on a indefinite pause, and a lot of people are speculating it's because of this movement. And apparently, there's going to be censorship to Snowbreak, which doesn't make any sense because the whole point of the Gooner stuff is the lack of censorship. I mean, if it's just censorship, like why not play Wuwa or Genshin? That's censored enough. So now they finished Snowbreak. They're like, ooh, we can do more. So we have Blue Archive punishing Grey Raven. What the? We're going for normal Arknights, not even Enfield. They're not going for Yvonne. Or maybe they just mistaken them. Goddess of Victory, Girls Frontline, Seventh Domain. I don't know what that is. And more Girls Frontline too. All of them are obviously gooner bait for guys because I do not see love in deep space here. I do not see love in deep space, which is just gooner for girls. So obviously we are being targeted by Karens.
potentially caused them to go EOS, indefinite maintenance, and now because they feel like they have a sense of power, they're now targeting all these other different gotcha games that are very well known in the space. And I feel like it's my duty to talk about this because it's very important to shed light on the story that is escalating by the day.
Yeah, because if it starts with gotcha games, guess what's gonna happen? Yeah, you guessed it. They're gonna move to anime and everything else. It starts with gotcha games that are based on anime, and next they'll move to anime, which Chibi Reviews cover. So he has to pull up.
Affect a lot of people if more people do not speak up about this situation.
Absolutely.
Because what right now is happening is that, yes, it's starting in the gotcha game space, but this can spread into the other forms of gaming spaces. For instance, all gaming spaces, if there is not people that actively talk about this and speak out against how bad this situation actually is.
They have tried to do this with Stellar Blade. There it is. This is by far one of the hottest female characters we've ever seen, right? For obvious reasons, right? Like, she's incredibly attractive. A lot of people, especially this particular type of part of the gaming sphere, they're not even gamers. I would argue they're not even gamers. They had a lot of issues with Eve from Stellar Blade. And guess what? Eve is actually based on a real life model. That's right. They wanted this game to just die. And the reason why they wanted that is simple. It's not because it's too much. It's not because of this or that. If you happen to not be the target demographic, you can just ignore it. You're trying to police people and what they do privately in their free time when it's just an attractive woman, clothed. She's not even naked. She's not doing anything crazy. Like, technically, she's clothed. This is fine. Like, I feel like the whole point of feminism is to empower women. Like, yeah, that's a woman can wear whatever she wants. And if guys find that attractive, more power to her. Great. So it's like, what's really the issue here? She's not. No one is throwing rocks at her. No one is doing anything to her. Like, this is a good thing. So, dude, this is where it started, and I think they failed when it comes to Celebrate. Obviously, hilariously so. And now they moved into something smaller, like the Gooner games. And we see you. And I think Chibi Reviews is definitely right. We wanna call this out 100%.
Is. So we need to get into how this all began in the first place and how we even got here right now. So a few days ago, there was an announcement that Snowbreak was going to be entering into indefinite maintenance. And It's been about 3 days since that happened, which is very unusual for instance, a gacha game, because obviously anyone that's ever played a gacha game knows you have to log in daily to do your dailies, do your quests. You know, you get the point. And so,
well, they're giving us a free I don't play the game, but they said they're giving us a bunch of goodies. Like, you're getting a free 6-star character, the highest rarity character, and you're getting a bunch of goodies. So I'll be honest, bit of a break. But then again, because some people are really attached to the characters, yikes.
When a gacha game is offline for
modern women, I wouldn't call it modern woman. A modern woman in my book is like a woman that understands the way of the world now and understands that, unfortunately, the days of men being sole providers is no longer as realistic as it used to be, and she navigates the new world accordingly. I'll be honest, being a modern woman is not easy. Like, you need to navigate the masculine energy that the workplace requires of you and the feminine energy that you need to provide at home. It's like women have to literally keep switching masks in their daily lives to be able to navigate the current modern space. It's very hard. It's very hard. Like, for the women that are able to do this, I applaud that. True, I mean, it's kind of what at some point some people fought for. But they probably shouldn't have, in my opinion. Here we are now. Got to make sure we have more in the workforce. But yeah, man, I wouldn't say it's modern women. I would say it's just a bunch of unhappy, insecure Karens is what it can be.
Multiple days, that is pretty eyebrow raising. It basically implies something serious is going on. And so I want to read this post to kind of give a nice little quick summary on the entire situation. As a Snowbreak player in China, I want to explain to international players the circumstances that led to the cancellation of this Snowbreak collaboration. I want them to see the hypocrisy and the double standards of these women. After the official announcement of the offline collaboration, many feminist bloggers on Weibo immediately reposted the official post and called on others to report this event to get it canceled. That quickly spread in communities like Weibo and Xiaohongshu, where
okay, so I think we are talking about China. So yeah, the virus has spread. We have confirmation that the coronavirus has spread to China.
Users are the majority, and many feminists joined the siege of Snowbreak. On Xiaohongshu and Weibo, many bloggers were teaching methods to report this offline event. This included making phone calls or writing denunciation letters to the collaboration partners. Here's one interesting phenomenon. When you open the profiles of many of these feminists who were calling to report Snowbreak, you find that them themselves play otome games or love and deep space.
It's true. I was told this, I think, like 2 days ago. Shouts out to my boy Scoop. He said that the Love and Deep Space community are coming after the Snowbreak community. So, like, girls can goon and guys can't goon? So you can get your freaky fantasy and I can't? Shit, I would argue that Love and Deep Space in terms of graphics is more appealing than Snowbreak. It's like, you guys have a better experience. We can't even have that.
Under this pressure, on the 26th, China Post announced the suspension of the collaboration, and afterwards, Snowbreak's official account issued a notice canceling the offline event. On the 27th, news of the collaboration cancellation was reported on Oriental TV in China and Shanghai. That's a pretty big deal right there. It basically implies that on literal national TV within China, this was being reported on, and obviously it's escalated to such a level to where if anyone knows how the Chinese government is, that's not a good situation. The game is cooked. It's over. It's legitimately over if it's getting reported on national Chinese news. But let's continue reading. On the 28th, Snowbreak's China operations account made all the videos since October 2023 years of content obviously, private. At the same time, on China's TapTap platform, they began posting a large number of low-rating reviews, even though they haven't actually played the game at all. So, before I dissect this, I want to point out this big...
So basically, people just literally downloaded the game just so they can downvote it.
I want to point out this big point right here that someone pointed out with Love and Deep Space. So these feminists that are trying to take down Snowbreak because it is a gooner game for guys, Love and Deep Space has something like this, which you might have heard about last year. A lot of content creators talked about this. I believe Asmongold made a full-blown video, like a 20-minute video talking about this, basically. But yes, this is legit. Love and Deep Space is the game that you probably heard last year that had a built-in period tracker for women, which is just...
Oh man, I remember that shit. God damn. A period tracker, man. You can't get more demon than that, man. They want them girls.
Wild, wild stuff, not gonna lie, straight up wild. Some might even say it's weird. But the point of the matter is, I've always said, regardless, is that...
It is weird, but it sure as shit is smart. They're going for it, man. The moment the girl likes a guy in Love and Deep Space, they want her to stay.
Technically has a right to exist. It's a game, it's art, you know, it's not real, so to speak, you know, it has a right to exist. And honestly, like women having like a gooner game, there's nothing wrong with that. If women want to play a gooner game that's sexualizing guys, completely fine. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. That is my hardline stance on that.
Yep.
But the thing here is that there is a lot of hypocrisy that the same group that obviously is gooning to this game is trying to shut down basically gacha games that are meant for guys for their type of gooner games. Which is just like I said, very hypocritical, and it's just like, oh my goodness, we really are in this type of situation where we've seen time and time again in the last, like, honestly, almost a decade at this point, to where, like, you always see the double standards, where it's like, it's okay to sexualize a guy character, you can take off the shirt, you can show their abs and everything, they look all sweaty, completely fine, but as soon as you have, like, let's say, a little bit of, like, showing any form of the female body, instantly needs to be censored, it's, you know, misogynistic, it needs to be removed, it's problematic, and it's just...
They just hate it because they hate her because they ain't her. That's why they want it censored and all that. They hate her because they ain't her, man.
Just like, dude, it's so fucking annoying. It legitimately is. And it's always from these type of groups, honestly. Legit. It always comes from these type of groups. And actually, there is something very relevant to this conversation, which I want to show right now. So this right here is a bit of news that came out earlier this morning, which, like I said, is very relevant to what I'm talking about. So this is PC Gamer talking about Resident Evil Requiem, and they literally say the first Sexy Leon mod hits Nexus mods just 4 days, 11 hours, and 23 minutes after launch. They literally were counting it by minute. And this is the article that, you know, Permaband actually posted showcasing the hypocrisy of just this news site and the writers as well. For instance,
so they're going after mainstream games too. Baldur's Gate's Bear scene was such an upward turn in momentum for the game that his animator called for his mom to show it off. She was like, that's weird. What the fuck? Gooner Game of the Year Stellar Blade mods are 41% smut, ensuring gamers will never see the light of heaven. Yeah, whatever you say, buddy.
Ones, you can see both of these. They literally say Gooner Game of the Year Stellar Blades mods are 41% smut, ensuring gamers will never see the light of heaven. And then you see the same writer that's, you know, shaming people for playing Stellar Blade, saying Baldur's Gate 3's bear sex scene was such an upward turn in momentum for the game that its animator called his mom to show it off. She was like, that's weird. And obviously they're praising it, and they literally say you should have pinned it to the fridge. It's legitimately just so hypocritical, and you can just see, once again, that it's not just these, like, radical feminists, like, within China that's doing what they're doing with Snowbreak, but it's literally just completely saturated in the entire gaming space, and it obviously...
Yeah, Asmongold said it. The virus has spread. Yeah, I think, unfortunately, Asmongold was right. Shit.
Is getting a lot worse. And it's very ironic that you see something like this happening with Resident Evil, literally what I'm talking about today with the Snowbreak news and how it's also being targeted for having, you know, female fan service, despite the people that are trying to take it down completely fine with male fan service. But, yeah, let's get a little bit back on topic to the situation at hand with Snowbreak. So, right now, Snowbreak is in a pretty...
But then again, they couldn't do shit with this. Like, they write articles, but ultimately no one really cares.
But, yeah, let's get a little bit back on topic to the situation at hand with Snowbreak. So, right now, Snowbreak is in a pretty bad spot, because obviously it has now been put on blast on live television within China, which means that the game...
What the f... They were live on TV bashing it? Women are mostly subservient in the Chinese culture? Yeah, but isn't, like, the Gooners here, like, with a woman being so subservient, and they're like, Koshijin-sama, and all that good shit. It's like, isn't that being subservient?
More or less is, I'm just gonna say it, it's fucked. Like, there's probably no saving the game.
That's Japan. I spoke in Japanese, but, like, it's the same position for the woman. It's like she's being a servant, she's she's submissive and stuff. She's wearing cute stuff. She wants you to feed her. She feeds you, all that cool shit. It has crossed over some. Okay.
China does have issues with fan service. They do. I mean, literally, I made a video yesterday talking about the whole One Piece stuff. So it's very obvious. And when it becomes such a high escalated...
Okay, so I think what he's saying is China seems to be more traditional. Like they really don't like the mainstream in China don't like Gooner stuff, basically.
Issue to that degree, they can't really skirt around the issue. So the game, there's only two options available at this point. Either A, the game is going to just straight up end, EOS, that's it, or it's going to come back, going to be very heavily censored, and then it's going to die eventually because it's heavily censored and people don't
you basically betrayed the fan base you've cultivated all this time. Like you're just literally going to bring it back only for it to slowly die before your eyes. That's literally what's going to happen. We all know it.
No more, because obviously people play the game.
Or what they should do is give the finger. They should make it even less censored. And they go kiss my ass. It's what we do here. Man, that would be peak fucking cinema.
Honestly, they play this Gacha game because they want to, look at the female characters and stuff. Just let's be blunt. So the point of the matter here is that the game will die. So that's basically it. Snowbreak is dead. And
yeah, basically like a... It's not even a slow bleed. I would say like a fast bleed. Like you literally just slit its throat. It may be just going... It's not dead yet, but yeah, obviously it's going to die.
This group, this radical feminist group, was able to do that. And
less censorship. Do it. Fucking do it. Man, you know what's crazy? I think they will get a lot of applause. I think a lot of people would be down for Snowbreak if they were to do that, man. Because a lot of people, and especially gamers, are tired of these patronizing ass Karens that just come here and try to police you on what you should like and should not like as a dude. Can I be allowed to be my own fucking gender? Can I do that? I'd really appreciate if I could do that. Can I be a guy as how a guy feels like a guy should be? I'd really appreciate if I could. I'm not violent. I'm not attacking. I'm not assaulting anybody. If anything, I'm literally starting to learn on how to show love to my to my girl in the game, because she's happy when I feed her. She's happy when I do this. Like, if anything, I'm sweet.
Now, like I said, starting to target a bunch of other different stuff. For instance, like Girls Front Line, Nikkei and all that. And I'm hearing conflicting reports, by the way, that apparently Blue Archive is not being targeted because there was a translation issue. But from what I have been told, they are also targeting like Genshin Impact, for instance, or Hoyo.
We were wrong. They're attacking the Hoyo games. That shit is not going to end well for them. Oh, the Hoyo games. Oh. Hey, you know what? We'll leave it up to the Hoyo shills. The Hoyo shills will do it for us. I don't think we need to lift a finger, chat. The Hoyo shills got our back.
Verse games. They're trying to get those games hurt as well, which is a pretty big deal, which means that a lot of the big, massive, successful gacha games are getting targeted by this group. And, I mean, they're already successful once. Who's to say they might not be another home run? They might not...
Nah, they're not gonna do shit. When it comes to Hoyo, man, they ain't fitting to do shit. They have tried with Natlan's racism. They have tried... What else? What else was there? What else was there? The Scaramouche. Like, there was so many crazy shit surrounding Hoyo games. Hoyo just stands strong. The Hoyo fans don't give a fuck. They will fight tooth and nail for their shit. But then again, there was one small dent in the Hoyo space. Just a small dent. Kind of like when they were fighting All for One, and he had like this small dent that they had managed to exploit in his psyche so that they could win. And that is the Shenhe belly button. That was censored. There was a little bit of backlash about it because Shenhe was still very hot, but there was a bit of backlash about the belly button, and they censored that shit. But then again, they did go ahead and goon another game in forms of ZZZ, like full-on goon, so we'll see. Now that they're attacking all these gooner games, I really want to bring to your attention, chat, upcoming games like Azure Premilia. I feel like this is very important to the conversation because we literally have a AAA gooner game in the way, in the form of Azure Premilia. And I do mean gooner game because I have been sent some screenshots, and I'll be real, that stuff was crazy. Yeah, chat. I don't know what to tell you. I think it's safe to say... By the way, there's no guys in this game. There's literally no guys. And I'll be real, man.
get another home run on one of these games. But it's a pretty big deal. This is really bad, honestly, and it's a wild
Yeah.
situation.
Even in the future, like I said, as your premier, like it's very scary stuff. It's like the game is just coming out, and you're telling me it's gonna be censored, and like obviously the fans and even I think the devs for Azure Premier literally know that their fan base is a Gooner fan base. And if you're gonna betray the Gooner fan base, I'll be real, there have to be some pushback because that's a whole market. I do not come after a man's bread, man, especially a company. For that is akin to killing them.
Very, very
Dave Chappelle.
bad. And I do want to bring up something, though, that's very interesting to note. So, once again, this is another conflicting report I've been hearing back and forth, so I can't fully confirm this. But apparently the reason why this group went after Snowbreak is because there was apparently a scandal with, like, this novel. You can possibly look at this image here. But there was, like, a novel that had a lot of, let's just be honest, very questionable, taboo, dark topics in it. And it was apparently reaching, like, trending stage to where, like, it was getting talked about a lot. And so to shift the focus away from this very dark literature that apparently a bunch of feminists were reading, they decided to put the spotlight on Snowbreak, and then that's what led to the entire situation. Once again, I don't know if this is true or not. That's what I've been told that's kind of going on behind the scenes.
Wait, let me hear that again.
Feminists were reading, they trending stage to where, like, it was getting talked about a lot. And so but there was, like, a novel that had a lot of, let's just be honest, very questionable, taboo, dark topics in it. And it was apparently reaching, like, trending stage to where, like, it was getting talked about a lot. And so to shift the focus away from this very dark literature that apparently a bunch of feminists were reading, they decided to put the spotlight on Snowbreak, and then that's what led to the entire situation.
So wait, the feminists got caught reading some spicy stuff, and they was like, whoa, why are you talking about us? Let's look at Snowbreak. Is that it? Did I hear that right? Not spicy, downright disgusting. Oh, so this wasn't even spicy. This was just disgusting. And so feminists were being called out for that shit. And then they was like, oh, you want to call us out for that? Well, let's go after Snowbreak. Did I understand that correctly? Jing Yin's anti-human novel openly advocates eating young boys. What the f*** are y'all reading? Quickly follows the public account Speak for Men to solidify the male liberty front. Temporarily banned due to saturation bombing by women, unbanned on March 2nd. So they banned it and they unbanned it? Oh my god. So like not only did they unban this shit, then they decided, oh, so you want to criticize us? Let us show you what we can do. Oh, you think we're disgusting? You're disgusting. But apparently it's not confirmed, so take that with a grain of salt.
Once again, I don't know if this is true or not. That's what I've been told that's kind of going on behind the scenes, so take this as you will, take this one with a grain of salt. But even if this is true or not, the point still stands that there is a lot of hypocrisy that, for instance, they're completely fine with a note to be game, but then they're going after Snowbreak. It's just like, dude, it's ridiculous. It actually is outright insane. And I would like to reinstate this once again. Obviously, right now, it's just Snowbreak. It's not other Gacha games. But this can escalate. Like, let's think of Collective Shout last year. Collective Shout is a very good example here, okay? Collective Shout...
This is literally censorship. It's like, I hate censorship. Especially censorship that when... It's fine. Like, nothing bad is happening from this type of censorship you're requiring. Like, nothing bad is happening. Like, it... Just let boys be boys.
This Australian feminist group managed to basically cripple Steam. They made Steam bend and buckle, and they contacted payment processors, and we saw the damage they did to gaming. It's still damaged right now. Like, so many developers and creators got completely fucked over by Collective Shout last year. So, we've seen the damage that these groups can cause if they're just allowed to get
unfortunately
free. So, what starts off as one game that you might not care about eventually escalates.
Yes.
So that is why I'm bringing this to attention. It's important to talk about.
100%.
It's important for more people to be aware of this. So
1,000,000%, bro. 1,000,000%.
To share this video, leave a like on this video, please.
I already did, man. Way ahead of you.
Algorithm and more people to become aware of this situation, because this is a bad situation.
Oh, it is 100%.
Be safe, stay healthy, have a very blessed day. Sorry for being the bearer of bad news, but once again, I need to bring it up. I need to mention it because it is important. Chibi out.
So yeah, it seems like the Karens have come for our Gacha games. Yep, they're here, and we're gonna have to deal with it. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Be seeing you.